Meanwhile, another big mover is Robinhood, adding to the strong start to the year, up around 70% in 2025. And joining us first on CNBC is CEO Vlad Tenev with our Kate Rooney. Hey, Kate.
Hey, Carl. Good morning. Vlad, it's great to see you. Thanks for being here in person.
Thanks for having me.
So big quarter for you guys. Stock is up double digits overnight. Crypto was the big driver, ton of trading activity. And you think about Q4, that was really the post-election rally that you saw. What kind of momentum are you seeing in this quarter into 2025, and what signals are you seeing that can potentially continue?
Yeah, Q1 has been strong so far. We've seen the momentum continue, and crypto's been a big story. Obviously, it's done well since the election, and our crypto revenues were up 700% year over year. Crypto volumes up over 400%, but it was also a balanced quarter. I think one of the main advantages of Robinhood as a platform for our crypto traders is you can also trade options and equities and futures alongside earning a high yield on your cash. And so there's just many reasons why you would move your assets into Robinhood. And that drove net deposits to over $50 billion for the year, which was up a very large amount over the previous year. So crypto, I think, gets the headline, but it was just a diversified quarter with, now we have nine business lines generating over $100 million in annual revenue.
How much of an overlap is there between that customer who's trading crypto and trading options and equities and everything you talked about?
We tend to see that for our active traders, they actually tend to be the ones that adopt all of our products. They're adopting retirement more quickly. They tend to adopt crypto and trade crypto. They go between assets. So they've been adopting futures, which is a new business that we have. And then Robinhood Legend. Robinhood Legend was a little bit of a dark horse in this earnings call, but we announced that that's already a $50 million business after just 2 months of being live. So that's been growing incredibly quickly.
And that's for professional traders, that Legend, just to be clear.
That's our desktop platform for active traders.
You also talked about some other asset classes, sports gambling or sports contracts. It seems like it's a big opportunity. What went down with the Super Bowl contracts? You guys launched that, and then the CTFC intervened. With that backdrop, do you feel confident that you can actually get into this sports contract arena?
Yeah, I mean, let me just say that prediction markets are the future. I think they're the future, not just for traders, but also for news and information. So I've been a big believer in the power of prediction markets for a long time. And I think there's a ton of value, both for trading and also as a source of information. So we're gonna be going big, and we're gonna be a leader there. We were disappointed in the CFTC's sort of like way of handling that. I think the fact that it was okay for others to offer this product, but for Robinhood it was not. I think was not ideal. But we're going to continue to push for clarity here. We recognize there's not a lot of clarity because it's a new, innovative asset class. But I think we're going to push for that, and we're going to get that. And Robinhood will be a leader in offering these new, innovative products to consumers.
Have you thought at all about a potential reputational risk? There was a time a few years ago, you guys were fighting this perception that Robinhood was gamifying stock markets. You guys have come so far from GameStop, and now have retirement accounts, are going after this more sophisticated trader. Do you worry about getting into sports gambling and what that might mean for some, in terms of the perception of Robinhood? Yeah,
I mean, I think that these prediction markets are qualitatively different than sports gambling for a couple of reasons. One is these are CFTC, federally regulated event contracts. And what that means is instead of, betting against the house or setting a line, this is an exchange, a designated contract market where buyers and sellers are meeting. So you're not, setting a line. So I think it's very different. I also think that, if you think about the news, right? I like to think about prediction markets as the next generation of the news. We know the news is economically valuable. People pay for getting the newspaper. They pay indirectly for shows like this through advertising. And so if you get the news before it happens, that should be even more economically valuable. So I think a lot of people, it's easy to just kind of lump it in with gambling, but this is a liquid market that gives people information in real time. I think there's a ton of economic value in that.
What about private markets? You wrote this op-ed in the Washington Post. So it was fascinating. You talked about this retail revolution, but the accredited investor rules that lock, everyday investors out of OpenAI, out of Anthropic, and some of the biggest names in private markets that don't seem to want to go public right away. How are you positioned if those accredited investor rules change, and do you expect the administration to take that seriously?
I think that's one of the things we're going to be pushing for. I think right now we're in a bit of a weird state that we talked about a little bit earlier, where in crypto, for example, your customers are free to invest in thousands of meme coins, right? But then you have, companies like SpaceX, OpenAI, Anthropic. A lot of our customers are big believers in technology, in artificial intelligence, and things like electric vehicles. And I think the problem with artificial intelligence is a large part of that innovation is actually in private markets. OpenAI, Anthropic, these companies that are making a lot of strides are still private. And so the returns and, some of the private investors that are in these companies have been sitting on returns of 1,000x plus are not available to retail. So we think the juxtaposition of that doesn't make sense. You can invest in meme coins freely, but OpenAI and SpaceX and companies like Anthropic are too risky. So I think we need to fix that.